Hey everyone, we are just gearing up to go on a epic family vacation with a family of six, four younger kids, ages 12 down to 3. And I wanted to give you a couple tips and tricks maybe that you haven't seen before for how to kind of optimize the space on a minivan, specifically a Honda Odyssey. But these tricks will also work on other vans. So I think at least 5 of these tricks you've probably never seen before. So at least I hope not. But the first one is just this cargo carrier on the back. So this is what we're using for essentially our laundry. So if I open this up, where you'd normally, of course, store tools and stuff in there, we have these individual laundry bags or bins, and there's 5 of them, even though there's 6 of us. Each one of our kids is going to have one of those, and then we're going to split the other one. But it's a really good way to kind of get the laundry out of the van, and it saves a lot of space, and it's easy access for the kids, so they can just grab their stuff and go. There's also extra space down in front here for shoes that we're going to put in later. But overall, it kind of really kind of is like an extended trunk on your vehicle. And in this situation, you can close it, you can lock it. It's weatherproof, and I just have it kind of custom mounted to a trailer hitch here. So, and I showed this in one of my other videos. You can check it out if you want. But essentially, the van has its own hitch, and then I got another hitch off of an old van, and I turned it around in reverse, and then I put a kind of like a piece of kind of a male-to-male coupler in the hitch there, and then I added an anti-rattle device, and then just a chain for just in case something came undone. But there's really no way anything can happen there. So it's super secure. It doesn't rattle. It doesn't shake. Overall, really good addition, and it's out of the wind, so you don't have any wind drag from it. And feel free to check out the other video I have in detail on my channel about that. The kind of the second tip is we actually have kind of a plastic container back here with drawers in it for all of the dry food. And that kind of really organizes it. The kids can come and get their own stuff when they want it. And it's all kind of secured in there. And then it's above some other big bins we have of all of our, we're planning to camp and stay at hotels. So we have a bunch of camping supplies, grills, anything to cook food is down there. And we still have some more space we're going to stuff later. Then if we move around and go up top, this is just one of the cheaper cargo carriers. I think this was the Jegs brand, but overall it works really well. I think it has maybe 16 or 18 cubic foot of storage. So up there we have like a 10-person tent, 2 camping chairs, 4 air mattresses, 3 sleeping bags, and a bunch of other small odds and ends. So you can fit a ton of stuff up there. So highly recommend those if you have access. So the next one is probably something you've never seen, maybe. This is a fridge, a car fridge. So this one's made by Bodega, but there's all sorts of different brands out there. It runs off of 12 volts, and you can set the temperature. You can actually insert a divider in here and have dual zones, a fridge and a freezer if you want. And the nice thing is, it's really just like a fridge in your house. You can set the temperature, and you can have your food good for the week. You're not dealing with soggy, wet, ice bathed, all your food is soggy from all the ice melting and stuff. And the only problem is it's only powered when your car's on, typically. So I have put one of these Jackeries in line. This is the Jackery 300. Maybe you've seen these before. These are just a battery bank. And the nice thing about the Jackeries, and now some of the newer ones are doing this as well, is they will allow a power pass-through. So you'll notice I have 2 plugs on this. The one plug is coming out of the fridge and being powered from the Jackery's 12 volt socket. And right now the Jackery is, if I power that on, it's got 77% battery. Maybe you can see that. I'm not sure if you can. Yeah, I guess you can't see that display, sorry. But anyway, it shows you your battery percentage, your wattage, and then, of course, when I turn that on, it's powering the fridge. So right now I have the fridge set at 32 degrees, and it's just turning on now, so it's going to cool down some. You can see there's a light in there. It's really nice. The kids can grab drinks and food whenever they want when we're driving. And we still have all the access to the 3rd row, as well as 2 seats up here. So really we can seat 7 in this configuration very comfortably. But the thing is, you would think that then the Jackery's just going to drain, right? Well, I have the other plug coming from the vehicle socket. So when the vehicle's on, it's supplying 12 volts to this DC socket, and that is then charging the Jackery. So whenever you're driving, it's charging the Jackery, and then you turn it off, and the cooler just runs off of the Jackery. So basically, the cooler is then powered at all times. And based on some initial tests, this thing will run several days, actually at least 2 days in this configuration off the Jackery. And then when you're driving every day on a road trip, you're charging it up automatically anyhow. So overall, a really awesome addition to a vehicle. And these have gotten really cheap. I think this was maybe $200, $210 or something. So well worth it when you're going to spend at least half that on a decent cooler. So, all right, then on to the next thing. The next one is kind of a little bit of a rear entertainment hack. So our vehicle has the Honda built-in rear entertainment system, and you know, you can do the DVDs and those kinds of things, but we like to use like the Roku or the streaming services when we go on long trips. So normally they're right down here. It's difficult to see, but there is let me see if I can turn the light on, an HDMI port that you'd normally plug your Roku into, but we found that just sticks out and it gets kicked and it gets broken. So instead what we did is we took this top console off, which is very easy to just pop up off, and we pushed the HDMI port inside, and we put the whole Roku inside this case. It's kind of down in the side. And then all you have coming up out of it is just the power. So this is just the USB power coming up with a right angle connector into the USB port that's right there. So the nice thing is now it's always powered when the vehicle's on, and it's out of sight. It's not going to get kicked, and you can use any of your streaming services. You know, you got Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, anything like that can just be streamed from your Roku, as long as you connect the Roku to a hotspot. So anyway, really good addition to the vehicle. I think you could do that in several different vehicles. And then we'll go on to the next item, which is probably fairly common to some people, but Honda actually sells this kind of, I think they call it a bin, but we use it as a trash bin, and it works really well. As any of you guys know, if you've been traveling on road trips with kids and stuff, you generate trash very quickly, especially when you're eating food and stuff. So I made just a little lid here out of some wood with some little standoffs to keep it in place, and we use that as our trash bin when we're traveling. So overall, I think that was maybe 5 or 6 different hacks. Hopefully maybe you get some ideas out of this, and maybe you can apply them to your ride. So let me know if you have any questions. And like I said, I think I do have other separate videos documenting the back carrier, as well as maybe the cooler, and possibly even the Roku hack. So check those out and let me know if you have any questions. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye. All right, here we are, all loaded up the night before the big trip. We're planning about 5,000 miles over the course of 2 weeks. So pretty big trip. We have everything loaded up except for our fridge items. But as I mentioned in the other video here, we're using this to carry all of our clothes. So we have 5 different bins here. There's 6 of us total, but our youngest son is just going to put his stuff up inside. So everybody has a bin. We're taking 7 days worth of clothes each, and then we're going to do laundry halfway through. We have shoes packed in there, so this whole thing is working out really well. And then inside the back here, you can see it just barely clears when it opens up. We have all of our kind of dry pantry type food, and that's sitting on 2 big bins full of all the stuff required for camping, cooking while camping, and a bunch of batteries and all sorts of flashlights and stuff. We have camera tripods here, we have hiking sticks, we have umbrellas, a grill, all sorts of things. And then each one of the kids actually has these seat back organizers that we ask them to just basically pack enough stuff for themselves and fill up what they want. So you can see they took full advantage of that and packed these things full. So I have a daughter sitting over here, another daughter sitting here, and another daughter sitting up in that seat, and then my son is over there. So you can see they are ready to go with snacks and games and books and all sorts of toys. So should be pretty good. Up on top we are full. We have our big tent up there, and sleeping bags and air mattresses and chairs for camping chairs, that kind of stuff. And then inside here, again, let's just look from the side, you can see all the stuff they packed. We have water in there. We actually have more water in the back. The fridge isn't quite packed yet. That'll be done in the morning. But otherwise, we are ready to go. So we'll see how it goes.